That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
What would you say to people
like
who feel like they haven't gotten
healthcare,
justice, Mr. President?
something that people care about. Yeah, what did you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten
You are the
justice?
worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. That island was really a cesspool.
But I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition.
I declassified everything they want. I put it under the auspices of the Attorney General. He's going to be in charge of it. I don't want him to be for me or for anybody else. I just want him to be fair, and that's what he is. And we're going to find out what this yields. We're exposing everything. We're being, a word that you like, transparent. We're being transparent. And that's what it's about.
Men who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
The fact that they thought they released too much. You know, I heard that, and you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else, really.
And he called me a traitor for standing with these women.
How bad is that? Human smuggling. People think of that as an ancient art. There are more human smugglers right now, traffickers they call them, than at any time in the history of our world because of the internet, unfortunately.
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else, really.
And if you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women.
Are you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him.
His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women.
I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing.
President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter.
We're exposing everything. We're being, a word that you like, transparent. We're being transparent. And that's what it's about.
And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax. Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax.
Today, more drama around the government's Epstein files. President Trump trying to move on, showing frustration at his own supporters who demand more transparency on the sex trafficking case.
It's a disgrace, and I remember every one of these guys that my supporters.
Some supporters resisting the president's direction.
If you talk about this, I'm going to excommunicate you. Well, you're not the Pope, bro.
I feel like Trump thinks his base is stupid.
Bringing this into the public arena was President Trump. That's a matter of historic record.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool.
MAGA World has long wanted the Epstein files released. Former Trump advisor and Doge leader Elon Musk weighing in on his X platform, amplifying those angry fires, asking, where did the evidence against Epstein go? Where's phase 2?
And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax. I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. Yeah, what do you want?
On the Epstein files, you talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I didn't. I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned 2 names. I'm sure they're fine.
We're exposing everything. We're being, a word that you like, transparent. Ultimately, we're being transparent. And that's what it's about.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax.
He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
That was supposed to show you.
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny.
He's great.
You know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden information. We went through years of that with the Russia hoax.
Smart people don't like me, and they don't like what we talk about.
I love the poorly educated.
Smart people don't like me, and they don't like what we talk about.
I love the poorly educated. I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going.